Hey everyone, welcome back to Knit and Spin for Fun podcast. I'm Kirsten, also known as Knit and Spin for Fun on Ravelry, and this is episode 27. So if you are a new viewer, welcome. If you are an older viewer, welcome as well. And thank you also for putting up with me every week. So as you can tell, I'm outside again. It's a beautiful day out here in Vegas, which is absolutely rare because out here it's always hot or it's always freezing cold. So yeah, and a car is just going by. And also if you hear background noise today, I'm very sorry, but it's just very nice out here, and plus it's just something different like I did last weekend. Seems like a lot of people liked it. And also it's very windy today as well. So if you hear that, I'm very sorry, but it's just very nice to sit out here and record to you guys. So I am going to get right to the show this week. And I have a lot to talk about, as you can see on my show notes. So let's get to the show. So for thank yous, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been commenting on the YouTube, on the blog, on Ravelry. I love to get your guys' comments on if I'm doing good or not. I just love to hear from you guys. If you have any questions, you contact me, and I just really love to hear just basically anything that you have to say to me, because it just, I don't know, I just like getting a comment, and just really every comment that you guys give to me, it just really makes my day, because I love to hear from my viewers. So thank you guys, thank you to everyone who's been commenting. Also people who have been subscribing as well. I think we have a couple more subscribers. We only have like, I don't know, 48, I don't know, something that's very low on YouTube, but it's still, at least people are watching. And also I can hear a plane go by, so if you hear that, please, I don't know, excuse that. If you have earbuds in this week, I'm sorry, but you know, what can I do? It's the weather. Also, I want to say thank you to Allison Rose Boom, Allison on Ravelry. She's just a very sweet viewer. I just love hearing from her every week. She comments on everything. She's just a very sweet lady, and so I just want to say, I don't know, just a shout out to her. Please come and friend her on Ravelry, because she's a very nice person. And so yeah, so go and check her out, and she's just very nice. And so yeah, so I just want to say thank you to her for always being so sweet. So that's it for the thank yous for the week. So I guess we can get on to what am I working on. So last week I showed you guys I'm working on that shawl, and I did finish that shawl, by the way, and I'll show you that in the FO section of the show. But I decided that I want to cast on a pair of socks. Now, as y'all may know, that I've been talking about on how I want to start a sweater. Well, you're going to see what's next section of the show, what sweater I'm going to choose actually, and what yarns I'm going to use. But I couldn't resist this yarn, and I just wanted to cast on a pair of socks. So the socks that I'm knitting are the diagonal lace socks by Wendy D. Johnson. This is a pattern that I got out of the Taupe Socks in a Box, I think around 2 years ago. But you can get this in her book form as well at the library or at Barnes & Noble. I know that I got this Socks in a Box at Borders, but I know Borders is out of business, so you can get this off of Amazon, I believe. So this is Diagonal Lace Socks by Wendy D. Johnson. I always wanted to knit these socks, but I never had the time to. But the yarn that I'm using is, I don't know what yarn it is or the colorway, but it's this pretty fall color that Judy Mayazo on Ravelry, she gives it to me, so thank you for that. And I just couldn't resist these colors. They are so beautiful. I just love color in the yarn, in the fiber. And when it's like a wintry day, or it's just like, you know, just a very gloomy gray day, I want some color in my face. So I picked out this yarn, and it just screams socks to me. And so if you know where you bought this from, because it's super nice, and I really would like to know the fiber content. It does feel like it's merino and nylon, and maybe a little bit of another fiber, but yeah. So this is what I'm using. And then for the socks, I cast it on, I think, 2 nights ago. I've got the toe done, so you can see here, and I'm doing the lace pattern now. And these socks seem a little bit too loose on me, but it's okay because I might give them to another person, or you never know on how they're going to turn out afterwards. But I'm knitting this on a size US 2. I don't millimeter size, but I know that I cannot knit on ones or zeros or double zeros, because if I do, my fabric's going to be bulletproof, and so that's why I always knit on a size US 2. So this is what it looks like. I really love the lace pattern so far. This only took me maybe half an hour to do a total, like, let me see, like 22 rows of the repeat, and it's just a very nice lace pattern. It's very soothing, it's very memorizable, it's just very nice. So this is what I'm knitting on, and I really like it so far. And again, the colors in this yarn are like absolutely beautiful. I cannot, like, I didn't want to knit with it before, but then as I was kind of staring at it, I'm like, I have to knit with this, like, right now. So I just caked it up, and so that's what I'm knitting on. So that's it for what am I working on for this week. And again, you can go and find the taupe socks in the box on Amazon, I believe. So yeah, so I'm not going to show you guys a chart or anything because, you know, copyright and whatnot. So again, simple, easy pattern, and I love it so far. So that's what I'm knitting on. That in my project bag here. Now for, let me see, FOs for this week. I do have one, and now this one is the, oh gosh, dogs are going mental out here. Sorry if you're hearing tons of barking. And by the way, if you hear that really big bark, that's not Midnight, that's some other dog that lives, like, I don't know, 2 houses down from me. So yeah, if you hear that, I'm sorry. But anyways, so I finished a Quaking Aspen shawl by Courtney Kelly, and now the edging on that shawl I did not have enough yarn for. Now, I didn't want to go out to Joann's and buy the yarn for it and go through the lines and whatever, because again, that was like Super Bowl Sunday last week, and the Ravens won, so yay. I don't know why I biased when the Ravens win. Like, everyone was talking about, oh, I want the 49ers to win, blah, 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 and I was like, well, let's cheer on for the other team for once, and not usually for the 49ers. But anyway, so I didn't want to go out to Joann's and go through the lines and blah blah blah, and so I was like, well, just make up your own border. And so that's what I did. So let me get the right side here. So I made a yarn over, knit 2 together edging, as you can see here, and I do need to block this out again, because when I finished this when my grandma came down from Bullhead this week, so I didn't have really enough time to block it. I just soaked it like for an hour, then laid it on my floor with a towel and just let it sit there. But it's not really too blocked, but as you can see, there is some lace edging here. So I just did yarn over, knit 2 together for me around, I don't know, 7 or 8 rows. So you do yarn over, knit 2 together, and then you knit 1 row, and then you repeat that until you have the length you want it to be. And then I just did a simple bind off, simply loose bind off, and that's what it looks like. Now, is there a car coming by? No, but anyways, I'm speaking to myself for a second. So that's what I did. I do like how it came out. I would like to say that I would like to do the edging that was on the Quaking Aspen shawl, but again, I didn't have enough yarn for it. I was going to try to pick out another red in my stash, but I'm like I had like this really burnt orange and this really barn red that wouldn't look good with it. Just like said, oh, make it my own. So the yarns that I used for the main color is Lime Brown Wool Ease in like a gray heathered colorway, and then this is in like a reddish, not like a barn red, but it has like a little bit of burnt tint to it. So I really like it. It is really warm. I should wear it right now because it is kind of chilly out here. But as you can see, it's super warm. You can go underneath your coat, and I think if you live in the colder climates, it will be really great because it's just really thick and warm. And my mom was kind of saying to me, "Oh, it looks like you're knitting a sweater." I'm like, "No, I'm not knitting a sweater this time. I'm knitting a shawl." And usually I knit shawls with fingering or sport weight, but I never really knitted a shawl with worsted weight, so this was kind of a new experience for me. So I really like it. I'll definitely knit this again, maybe sometime for someone. And this is definitely going to be mine, and this will definitely be in my display cabinet in July in the Laughlin Library. So I'm really excited, and this is very soft and very easy to knit, so I definitely recommend this. And the border, like when I read the instructions for the border, they seemed very easy, but again, I didn't have enough yarn to do it, so I just made it my own. So that's it for FOs for this week. Now on to spinning. Now, I have a story to tell you guys. Now this story is not a happy story. Let me go and get the yarn that's down here. Let me see. So this story has to do with Midnight. And as you all may know, Midnight is, well, he just turned 9 months, I think. Yeah, on February 6th. So he's still a puppy. Now, he did something that I got really mad at him at. And so anyways, just let me go on a story. So I think it was, let me see, Wednesday night, me and my grandmother went to pick up my brother from work, like training, because he's doing training and stuff like that. And so we picked him up, and when we came back, we had Domino's pizza, and my grandma bought that for us, which was really nice because I love Domino's. But anyways, so we came back, sat down at the table, and we were eating dinner, and I saw this really long strand coming out of Midnight's mouth. And I'm like, is that like drool, or is it one of my yarns, whatever? So my grandmother pulled it out of his mouth, and it was really long, and she says, oh, this looks like maybe just some string that came off of a towel. And I'm like, well, okay, that's fine. So I just kept eating my dinner and eating it, and then my mom says, well, while you guys were gone, Midnight got into one of your yarns. I'm like, oh great. I said, well, which one was it? She says, well, it was one in a cake, and it was sitting by your wheel. And I'm like, oh great, I know what that means. So this is what happened to my singles. Midnight, he got into the ball of singles that I had sitting by my wheel, and he completely destroyed it. I cannot untangle it. You cannot untangle singles, because if you do, they're going to break. There's dog hair all in it. It's just, I'm really disappointed. I did get some yardage, because I was almost done spinning. Get some yardage out of that ball. So don't worry, because I did get some yardage out of it. So I got like 244 yards out of another skein, which is good, because now I have like 500, not 500, I have like 658 yards total out of both skeins. So at least I got some yardage out of 7 ounces. But anyway, so I'm just really mad because I worked really hard to get these singles done. And because that took me months to do, and it took me time, it took my effort and to spinning this, but then Midnight, he did this. And I'm like, I don't know, I'm gonna throw it out. I just kept it all week just to show you guys, because I just want to show you and share this story. I know there's a lot of podcasters out there that their dogs or their animals that they have destroyed one of their creations, but you know, what can you do? It's okay. I'm just going to throw it out and say, oh well, this is just, you know, one of Midnight's stories, I guess. So, anyways, that's a little spinning story to tell you guys this week. And again, it's just, I don't know, I'm just disappointed in my dog, but, you know. I guess Midnight thought it was another animal because, you know, fiber does come from sheep, so you might just like, oh boy, it's another animal to play with, so I'm just going to destroy this and play with it or whatever. So, yeah, what can I do? But, you know, this is just going to go in the trash as soon as I'm done recording. But I did finish, again, another skein. I think I got, like, again, 244 yards. And I have 658 yards total, and again, I really like it. I do need to whack, I do need to soak this and whack this today, because I forgot to do that the other night, because it's really, well, it's pretty balanced, I guess. Like, yeah, it's very balanced, but I still need to whack and soak this skein. But, so yeah, so it's very nice, I like the colors. I'm definitely going to knit a shawl, or definitely knit a little pullover for my, not pullover, but a vest probably, because I do have like 658 yards, and I'll probably do a little bit of a pullover or a little bit of a vest for me. But yeah, so that's it for that Knit by Design fiber. Thank goodness I had to. It's just, I don't know, because I did start something new, and I'm just really excited that I got this off the wheel. So yeah. So again, that dog is barking like usual. But anyways, that's it for one thing for spinning. Then afterwards, after Midnight destroyed those singles, I said to myself, well, just go into your fiber stash and see what you can go and spin next. So I grabbed the fiber that I've been talking about for a couple weeks now, and it is the Color Crazed fiber. It's hand dyed superfine merino. It's 4 ounces, and this was gifted to me by Melissa. I forgot her Ravelry name, but you know who you are. And so I'm spinning this, and this is in the colorway of my show. That's what I'm calling it, because as you can see here, it's just very pretty colors. It's just, I don't know, they're totally my colors. It has the greens, it has the purples, it has the browns, it has the reds in it. And so I really, really like this. And hold on, I'm going to stop for a second because my neighbor is coming out. Okay, so sorry guys for a second, because my neighbor just walked out and he had to take out his dog, and I didn't really want to record because I don't want to get like an awkward look at me. So that's why you saw that little clip from me showing you guys till now. But anyway, so I was calling this sorry about that. But anyway, so I'm spinning that fiber. It's the it's Color Crazed fiber. And again, it's in the color of my shows. That's what I'm calling it. It's really not in the colors of my shows, the colorway name, but it just seems like that to me. But anyway, so I've been spinning this about every day now, and I have to tell you, it's absolutely beautiful. It's just like the colors are beautiful, the way they're going from the greens, the purples, the pinks, to the fuchsias, and it's just really, really nice. So this is what it looks like so far. So nice. Okay, sorry again, I had to stop because again, people are walking by and it's kind of weird. So anyways, this is what it looks like so far. It's actually turned out very thin. I really like it. And it's just, I don't know, it's just turning out very thin. I'm definitely going to come out to a fingering weight, definitely. It's not going to come out to a worsted weight, it's definitely going to come out to a fingering, which I'm very happy about, because the shawl that I'm designing, well, on a piece of paper, it is going to probably use fingering weight, and that's why I like it. So yeah, so I really like it so far. And again, thank you to Melissa who sent me this fiber. I really, really love it, and it's just very nice to spin with. So again, that's that fiber what I'm spinning for this week. So yeah, so that's what I'm spinning. And again, if you hear background noises, I'm very sorry about this one, but it's just going to be a noisy episode for this week. But what can I do? So let me put that over here. Now on to what's next. Now for what's next, I am again still deciding on what I want to choose for the sweater. Now I'm very picky about sweaters, as you can tell. But on Ravelry, me and Allison on Ravelry, on the last episode, she was talking to me about she's joining the mystery, well, I think it's called mystery, the mystery with Mel of single-handed knits. And so I was like, well, I was deciding that I want to join it too, so I'm going to probably buy the pattern today. And the yarn calls for a worsted weight yarn, and so I'm thinking about using is my Gnome Acres in the Zombie Sunset colorway. It's worsted weight, and it's 220 yards, and I probably have like around 5 skeins of this. And so that's what it looks like. I really like it. I think the colorway name is also very cool, because it's course, called Zombie Sunset. And who doesn't like that name? But you know, so that's what it looks like. It has like a bright yellow orange to a purple to a red to a white. It's just a very cool color. So I'm definitely probably going to knit that sweater out of this. I might wait until everyone finished theirs and see what it looks like, but I've never really done a mystery knit along before. I only done one, and that was Wendy D. Johnson's one, like in back of 2011, I think it was, so a couple years ago. But anyway, using for that sweater, so yeah, so I also thinking about using the Uhh wool. This is probably a worsted weight too. It seems like a heavy sport to a worsted. I'm thinking about also using this one as well, because I love the colors in it. It seems very elegant. It's just the colors just scream to me a sweater. So that's also what I'm thinking about using for the Aloha sweater by Melski. And also Mel, she's the host of the Single Handed Knits podcast. And please go and check her out if you haven't, because she is absolutely amazing woman. In my own opinion, she knits with one hand. It's because a couple years ago she injured her one shoulder, and with a coconut falling on it, I believe, which is, I don't know, it seems kind of weird to me because it doesn't really seem like a coconut can really injure you like that, but she does knit with one hand, and I think that's absolutely amazing. Is because really every day I think, wow, what if I didn't have an arm that really couldn't work and I couldn't knit anymore? But really, this woman, she can knit, she can spin. I don't know if she really sews, but I know she can knit and she can spin with one-handed. And I just think that's absolutely amazing. So please go and check out her podcast. I know she's very popular on Ravelry. And so yeah, if you haven't checked her out yet, please do so. Also, again, designing the shawl out of the fiber when it's done. So that fiber is probably not going to take me that long to finish spinning up. Sorry if my computer's shaking because of the wind, but anyways. But I do want to start designing it. I do want to start knitting it. I do want to knit it, write it up, send it out to test knitters, and finally publish it. I'll probably say the pattern will probably be up around late April or early May at the most, because again, I have schoolwork to do and I have life to control and so that's what I want to start getting my butt in gear and start finishing that. So that's it for spinning for this week. Now off to sewing. I do have couple things for sewing. So last week I went to the store and I got the supplies to make a dress and a skirt from the Sewing in a Straight Line by Barbara. And so I went to Walmart, and Walmart's the place where I usually get all of my supplies for sewing, not for knitting because they don't have good yarn there, but usually just for sewing. So the two projects I'm going to do is a dress and a skirt, and the dress is called the Origami Skirt by Barbara, and then the skirt is called the School Skirt by Barbara as well. Now I need to wind up this ribbon real quick because it's all over the place, so let me do that. Anyway, so this dress fabric that I got is this, I just started, as you can see there's threads all over the place, but I did start just a little bit last week. But the dress, you can go and see it online, or you can go and watch last week's episode if you haven't already. But the dress fabric that I chose is this gray with this lavender and this baby blue and this like a tan greeny color for the main body. And for the accent, I chose just a plain old light gray. That's the color of the back fabric on this fabric. So that's going to be like the origami piece. And then for the straps, I chose this silver ribbon. That's like sort of, you can see here, kind of shiny and then kind of sheer in the back for the straps. Now the dress pattern says you're supposed to make the straps out of fabric, but I'm like, oh, that's going to take me a while to do, so I'm just going to use heavy duty ribbon. So that's one thing, that's like one main fabric that I'm going to do for a project. And then for the skirt fabric, I chose like this, I don't know, rosy heather color. As you can see here, and sorry if you hear dog barking, that's highly annoying. I don't know if I can edit that out, like the background noise, but I don't know yet. If you can, please let me know if you can do that, because I would really like to know. But this is what it looks like, this fabric, and this is for a school skirt. Now the school skirt has like 5 big buttons going down the front. Now I couldn't find any buttons that were 1 5/8 inch, but you know, when I finish the skirt, I probably will go over to Joann's and get the you know, the buttons for the skirt. So also for the dress, I also picked out that was gray as well. So that is the fabric that I've been choosing for those 2 projects. I'm definitely going to get the school skirt done probably today, start on that, and probably get the buttons by next week. So yeah. Also so also for sewing, I do have another little story to tell you. This is going like really weird lately, but all of my needles, like all of my sewing needles, all my knitting, you know, weaving needles I weave in your ends with, and all of my scissors are going rusty. I don't know how this is happening. As you can tell, these pair of scissors are very rusty. There's nothing that's wet in my room. There's nothing that's getting destroyed. That's like, really, there's nothing wet in my room. And I'm just like really like worried like what's happening to all of my stuff, but I don't know what I'm going to do. If you know how to get rid of rust on scissors, please let me know, because I really want to get this off of my scissors, because as you all may know, scissors like these and sewing scissors and knitting knitting supplies are very expensive, and like these scissors like really cost me a lot of money out of my own pocket. So I want to know how I can fix these scissors, because I have a couple more in my room that are just plain old rusty, and I'm just like, it's just really weird like how that's happening, but what can I do about it? So that's it for another thing for sewing. And then for one last thing is, also a lot of people have been asking me, oh, can you ask your school if you can wear your dress to dance, because I have to wear pink, red, or white. Now that's just the school rules, you know how school is. They have like really pathetic rules, but what can I do? So then I was thinking, well, I did ask, and then they said, oh yeah, you can wear it, and I'm like, oh yay. But then I was thinking in my head, well, there's going to be punch there, there's going to be food, there's going to be things that can stain the dress I don't want it to stain, and there's going to be teenagers there that might spill on my dress and might get something on it. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to wear that dress anymore. I know I've been telling you guys for months I'm going to make this dress, wear it to this dance, but then I was thinking in my head, well, what if something spills on it? And that's really going to ruin the dress that I spent a lot of time and money on. But then I was thinking in my head, well, I'm going to go over to JCPenney's and see if I can find a dress that's cheap and inexpensive, and see if I can wear that. So I did find this dress there. Oh, the wind's going mental over here. But I did find this dress. This dress was usually $40, but I got it for $4. I can't believe how much I got it for. And as you can tell, this is like a mesh type of fabric at the top. It does come down, like, it's not low at all. Probably a lot of you guys think, wow, that's kind of sexy or whatever, but it really isn't. It's very nice. I'm going to wear it with black tights and my Converse black high tops, and you're probably thinking, wow, that's going to be kind of crazy, but really it's not. And then I'm going to have my hair curled, a little bit of makeup on, and have, you know, what you do at dance. So this is what it looks like, and it's red like what my school wants, and so it has that little mesh at the bottom as well. So I really like it, and it has like the sweetheart neckline. As you can tell, if I stand up a little bit, it doesn't come too low at all. And then for a bra underneath this, I'm just going to wear a plain old black bra that will camouflage with this, because you don't want your bra, and that's not pretty at all, I don't think. So yeah, that's what I'm going to wear to the dance. I'll definitely post pictures of all me dolled up and everything to show you guys and all that stuff. So, and also if I had like a red beret that was like this blue one, I would definitely wear it with this, but I don't. I did get this at Target though, by the way. So that's what I'm going to wear to the dance, and I like this dress very much. And this dress you can wear any time of year basically, but here it's kind of cold out, so I'm going to wear it with some black tights. So that's what I'm going to wear to that crazy dance, which is, ooh, sorry, I just belched in front of everyone. That was kind of embarrassing, but excuse me. But anyway, so that's what I'm going to wear, and so yeah, so I'm very excited. The dance is next Thursday, so it's Thursday, February 14th, so on Valentine's Day, of course. So that's going to be kind of interesting, and I hope I have a lot of fun, and I really hope a lot of my friends go. If they don't, I'm going to be very disappointed. It's because I've been waiting to go for this dance for many months now. So anyway, so I'm just babbling on here for real quick. Now on to, let's see, Midnight Stories. Now Midnight, of course, you heard that story about this. If you haven't heard that yet, please go back and listen to it. But yeah, he destroyed those singles. But then also this week, Midnight got very sick. Midnight, he's always eating everything that he can find. He can find twigs and he will eat them. He can find fuzz. He can find wrappers. He even goes into the trash can and licks yogurt out of the yogurt cups or whatever he can find. He'll eat. And so we always keep track of what he's eating. Like if we see him chewing on something, we open up his mouth and get it out. But we just been very sick of it, and so he ate, I don't know, he ate something that really made him sick, and so he had diarrhea and he's been throwing up, and now he's a lot more better today. That happened 2 days ago. So he's been having a lot of diarrhea and he's been throwing up, and so yeah, so it's not very pretty to see that stuff, but he learned because he's not going to eat that stuff anymore. So, and also I just want to give out a tip out there to people who have dogs. If your dog is throwing up and they are having diarrhea, please do not give them tons of liquids. Now you're probably saying, well, you should, but you really shouldn't. What you're supposed to do, this is what I learned this summer from my aunt, is you're supposed to get a dog bowl and fill up with water and stick your 2 fingers in there. If it's a big dog, and if it's a little dog, stick 1 finger. You're supposed to stick 2 fingers in there and make your fingers really sopping wet, and let the dog lick your fingers like that. Because if the dog drinks too much water, they're going to throw up again, and you do not want that, and they'll just get more fluids out of their body. So if you just feed them the water with your fingers and let them lick the juices off of your fingers, they'll be perfectly fine, they'll stay hydrated, and they'll be perfectly okay. So that's just a little dog tip out there for you guys if you have a dog. So yeah, so he got very sick. I was very worried about him, but now he just seems to plain old Midnight. He's acting goofy and laying down, and he's playing with his little slipper that he got for Christmas. So yeah, so he's acting okay. Now on to other stuff section. I hope I can get through this section before my computer dies, but wish me luck. So I do have a little magazine review. This is the Interweave Knit Spring 2013. Now, I did sign up for the subscription. Now, if you did sign up for the subscription and you don't want to be spoiled, please look away. But if you want to see this review and see if you want to get this magazine for yourself, please keep on watching. But anyway, so this is what it looks like. It's the Interweave Knit Spring 2013. And I do have to say that this magazine is one of my favorites so far. Interweave Knits, they did have a couple problems back in the couple of years. A lot of people don't really like them too well. They will complain about them, but I thought that this one was very nice. The articles in here are very nice. The patterns in here are very nice for any type of body shape. If you're heavier, there's patterns in here for you. If you're skinnier, there are patterns here for you as well. And I think they're very nice. So I'm just going to go through a couple of patterns in here that I thought were very cool and very chic and whatever. So again, they have very nice articles. This one was called Yarn Bombing the World. This was actually a very cool article to read. I thought that was kind of nice to read. I like all the different sayings that they say or whatever. And they just give you just plain old tips in here for crocheting and knitting, which is kind of weird, not odd to say, but usually interweave knits they only show knitting, so they had a little bit of crochet in there. One pattern here is the Closed Vest by Joe's Mercier. This vest right here I think would be perfect in a light, like in a cotton weight yarn for the summertime, and it can be like over your bikini or whatever that you can wear to the beach or to the pool. I thought this one was very nice to wear. I love the lace detail in the front. I thought that was very cool. So that's one pattern that I really liked in this magazine. Also, you can just wear that anytime with your pair of jeans or shorts. And another pattern here that I like is the Eva's Blouse by Alex Capshaw Taylor. That's a long last name. But this is what it looks like. It's also like the pattern that I just showed you, but it has a little bit more of a lace detail where the bust is. And it's just, I think that one will actually be perfect for a beach cover-up as well, like for a top. So I thought that one was very cool, and again, you can knit that out, I think. And a pattern here, there's one pattern here that I don't really like. It's this hashtag camisole, and I just don't really like it too well. This is like the only pattern here that I don't like, but the rest of them I really do. This one, I think, oh no, I just don't like it. It doesn't really seem something like I would knit. It's just usually, it seems very nice. The construction of the pattern seems very easy to do, but it's just something that I wouldn't knit for myself. Also in here, I like the Inlaid Lace Mitts by Rebecca Blair, and these mittens are definitely something that I'm definitely going to knit soon this year. And these mittens look like this, if you can see or not. And I love how there's like lace detail right here, and this little bit of cable detail where the cuff is, and how they did separate finger holes for the fingers. I thought that was very, very nice. I thought that was actually like one of my favorite patterns in here as well. Now going on, they have some more vests in here, some more shawls, some vests in here that I like, but something that I wouldn't really knit. But it's just, all these vests in here again are very nice. Some here again I wouldn't really knit for myself. They have one dress in here, it's for a little girl, and it's called a Goldfish Bowl Dress by Ashley Rowe. And it looks like this, and I would definitely knit that for a little girl if there was one in my life, but I'm only a teenager. So if I ever had like a little girl, this is what I would make her, because it just seems very cute. I love the yarn choices for this one. I love how they chose the white and the navy blue and a little bit of orange right there. And because it just pops out at you, it's something different. It's something that a kid probably wouldn't really wear, but I just thought that pattern was very cool. One pattern here that I thought that probably need a little bit of help on deciding for what to do with it. It's the Dottie's Pullover by Amy Miller. Now this one I like. I wouldn't do this for myself, but as you can see for the raglan increases, they just chose just the brown, and I think that kind of makes the sweater kind of ugly in my mind. I think if they did the Fair Isle while doing the raglan increases, it would look better. So that's just the only thing that I dislike about this particular pattern, is they did the raglan increases in a different color. So, like, not a different color, but just a plain old solid color, and I don't like how that looks. Also, it seems like the charts in this magazine are very simple to read. So if you're like a new knitter, they're very simple to read. Also, there's some tank tops in here that I would probably knit for myself, and there's also this one skirt in here that I don't see the name for, but this skirt, sorry for the planes, I know they're so annoying, but anyways, this skirt I think is very nice, but in all, I would not knit a skirt. I would probably sew a lace skirt, but not knit one. And this one, don't know. Is it a skirt and a top? Yeah, it's a skirt and a top. So this is something that I probably again wouldn't knit for myself, but I think it's a very cool, but something that I wouldn't knit. I also like the yarn choices that they chose for that as well, like the color pattern, like the color blocking. What else can I talk about? Also, in this magazine, they did not do a pattern index, and if you had an Interweave Knits magazine, you all may know that they have a pattern index in the back of showing every single pattern and what page number it's on. And I thought that was kind of rare because every single Interweave Knits magazine that I had, they always had a pattern index in the back. So that's it for this review. I thought the photography in this magazine was also very great. So if you can go to your local knit shop, you can pick this up, or you can order it off of interweaveknits.com. So I thought this magazine was very great this time. I was very impressed by them. Some things here I was disappointed about, and some things in here that I was very excited about as well. So I love doing little magazine reviews is because they're good for myself, and there's also good for you guys as well. Also, one thing for other stuff as well, I did post a Valentine's Day blog post on my blog, so you can go and check that out. I just gave you guys 2 ideas on what you can do for Valentine's Day for a loved one, so you can go and check that out. Also, my grandmother says I can teach a class this summer at the Laughlin Library, which I'm very excited about. The class is going to be how to knit, basic knitting on how to do the knit stitch and purl stitch if you never knitted before, and I'll be teaching it, and it's going to be ages from 14 and up. So if you are a 14-year-old person, and you can go up all the way into 100 if you want to learn how to knit. So I'm going to be teaching a class on how to knit, and you only need basic supplies, and I'll be giving everyone a list and so I'm very excited, and I hope it turns out that I can actually teach a class there, because my grandmother says that all of her co-workers want to learn how, her boss wants to learn how, so I'm very excited about that. Also, I might be going to Laughlin next week. I like to go out to Laughlin with my grandmother, and Laughlin and Bullhead are like right next to each other. There's like a river that separates them, so I like going to both areas. I'll be going out there next weekend just to visit my grandmother, help her put down tile in her trailer upstairs, portion of her trailer, and so I might be going up there next weekend. Now there might be a show next weekend, there might not be a show if I'm going or not. So what else can I talk about? I think that's it for the show. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode. I'm definitely happy to talk to you anytime I record. I just love talking to my viewers. So you guys know where to contact me if you have any questions. You know where to contact me as well. You can like this episode, you can subscribe, and you can contact me anyway. I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been watching, commenting, and being very sweet about anything that you've been doing for me. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been taking out their time to watch me. So I hope you guys enjoyed. All my stuff is laid out on my porch now, but I don't really care. So I hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode, and I'll see you guys all next week for another episode. And I hope so, because I might be in Laughlin or not. So everyone, take care. Bye-bye.